Alright, hello and welcome to the beginnings of another weekly vlog. So this week we will be working on hopefully a couple things. To begin with, we will be working on this dress. And this dress is actually in pretty good condition. Honestly, there are some slight situations with the arm size and maneuverability and all that, but it's not something that bothers me enough to actually fix it. So we will be doing some slight surgery on this. The problem is actually in the skirt, and let me see if I could find it. When I made this, I had not finalized my blocks, so it's not on this side, must be on this side. So my pencil skirt actually fit a little bit tighter than I would prefer, and I actually had burst the seam. There it is, right there. And this is the second time that I have popped a seam in this pencil skirt. So we will be deconstructing this at the waist and removing this skirt, taking the zipper out of the skirt, and then making up a new skirt because I don't have enough seam allowance, and reattaching the skirt. So this is made out of the like $8 cotton sateen from Joann's, so it's not terribly expensive fabric. I have enough of the fabric that I could remake the dress, but I don't want to work that hard, and honestly I just need to remake the pencil skirt. So at some point this week, hopefully, I will be doing that. And then the other thing I'm working on is actually right here at the ironing board because I need to press it. I am working on a petticoat, and I'm on the fence about whether or not this petticoat is going to get its own video, so we'll see how much I actually bother filming. So far I filmed almost every step, so it might get its own video. It's a petticoat, it doesn't need its own video, and I'm following a commercial pattern for it because for some reason I really don't like making petticoats. So I tried twice. I tried scaling patterns from period literature, like pattern drafting guides and all that, but honestly it didn't work out and I can't be bothered anymore, so I just got myself a pattern and decided to chop it up and make that instead. And the pattern in question is this one by Angela Clayton. So in order to make this into a petticoat, it's actually a full chemise. I am just not going to make up the chemise bit. Or if I do make it up, I'm going to make them into separates. So I'll have this one and I'll finish off the skirts with like a proper waistband instead of the lace waistband that this actually is. And then I will finish off the, I guess it'll be a corset cover if I separate it. The corset cover with probably the lace at the bottom, maybe, or I'll do a proper waistband again. But I'm just going to split this one into two, so I'll have a corset cover and a petticoat. And right now, I'm only working on the petticoat. I'm also undecided on what color ribbon I would like to do because I would like to eventually make a lingerie dress eventually, and I feel like that would require a I wouldn't be able to do a colorful ribbon, so I'm gonna see if I could find maybe like a very pale gray or blue or green, something that won't really show because the green that I have is like a dark mossy green. That's the only ribbon that I have, or like a bright blue teal. So I'm gonna have to go and pick up some, you know, one of those dollar spool threads, something or other from the Joann's. And then I think the other thing I would like to do is in this basket. I would like to also make up that Vader dress, but I think this might require some different planning. I've got all the fabric I need for it. It's that same black cotton sateen I made the Skywalker dress out of, and this latex, patent leather look latex. And I did do sort of a mock-up on it, and I got far enough to kind of check and see how it would look fitted as a bodice. And, well, sort of. I pinned it in the back, but I didn't actually finish it. And I gotta say, I'm not really a humongous fan. There's something about it that I really don't like. So I think I'm going to have a look at Vader and see if I could redo the concept art, because the art that I have for it is this. And I still really like, oh my god, is this. And I still really like the popped collar detail, so that's gonna stay. But what I don't like is this little curvy bit here. So I think what I'll do is I might actually see if I could color block here going down, and I think that would be a little bit more flattering, because this seaming that together creates some annoying to resolve lumps around the hips. It's the same problem I'm having with that Alexander McQueen dress, where with this princess seam being so odd, it makes it has to be fit like precisely. And with this latex being as annoying to work with as it is, it's not super annoying to work with, but like you can't make a mistake because it'll scar the fabric. So it's not like you'll be able to tear it out and redo it. You would have to tear it out, cut another piece, and then redo it. And I'd rather avoid any kind of mistakes like that, especially when working with this material. So the plan is to redo this. I'm gonna come up with another design for it. I'll show you what it looks like sometime during this vlog, and we will have a rethink on our Vader dress. Yeah, because I would like it to read very Vader, and this does not really read very Vader to me, although I do love the popped collar detail, and that is staying. The only thing that's really working for it is the patent leather and the, yeah, that's it. So we're gonna have a rethink on that. And what else do I want to do this week? So far, I'm gonna stick with those three things. Redesign the dress, make the petticoat, make the Skywalker, and if this stretches out over 2 weeks, as these are prone to doing, then that will be that, I suppose. I just remembered the other thing I wanted to do. I want to make up this Edwardian skirt. I did the mock-up in last week's the last weekly vlog I did the mock-up, the wearable mock-up for this, and now that that is finalized and good to go, I want to make it for realsies this time. And this will be the actual Edwardian length, so I could wear it with my Manhattans. And I'll be making it out of this wool twill that I have, and I can't figure out what is the actual right side. I think this is the correct side of the wool, because it's got the twill weave, and this is like the basic weave, but they put the sticker on this side, so I don't know. I'm gonna ask some opinions and find out, is it this side that is the correct side, or is it this side that's the correct side? I like both, so either way we go, I guess is fine. I think it's this side. I think this is the right side. Anyway, I have 2 yards of this. It's 60-inch wide fabric. That should be enough to make that skirt. So that as well will go on the whiteboard, which I will update now. Okay, so here's where we're at so far, and I am trying to, can I zoom out? Okay. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do here, because I've pulled up a picture of Vader from A New Hope. And basically, he has his Durasteel armor, he has the ribbed material, and then he has this presumably wool cloak, right? Okay, and then he's got his little life support breather system because he's a dying old man. Anyway, so I was also thinking like Clone Wars era Anakin as well. And so I'm trying to follow the lines of at least the armor and all that. And this is kind of what I've come up with. I really simplified it from where it began. And I think as much as I would love to carry on the overlap of like I did here, where it almost harkens back to the crossover of the robes, I think we're just going to do a simple V and make it a lot easier on myself. I want to do the ribbed fabric that he has. The ribbed fabric that he has here on his sleeve, they have something very, very, very similar at Joann's that I think I could use, but I don't want to do a lot of it because it's very hot and I live in the south. So I do want to feature that in here, but I don't know exactly where. I was thinking maybe I could do the ribbed fabric here, and then the rest of this could be the cotton sateen and maybe the ribbed here. But that means this would have to be coming out of the cotton sateen, which I think is doable maybe. I'm gonna have to like play with the patterning and see. And if that is the case, then this could be the ribbed fabric, which I think would look really cool. And then we'd have the, but that doesn't leave very much for the shiny the latex that I want to use. So I'm still not sure, because this is going to be the latex, I know for sure. This could be the latex, so latex, and then this could all be cotton sateen, and then that could be the ribbed fabric, which might work actually. Because then I don't have, because I was thinking this could be latex, and then like this could be latex. But now I'm thinking I would rather have the ribbed fabric, the latex. I'm going to take this into the computer and play around with those textures and see what they look like before I commit to that. Because this would be its own color basically. And that would all be the ribbed fabric. Which does look pretty cool, and then that would be the latex. I don't know, I need to decide. Because I've also got a little bit of red satin that could be, and I would overlay that with a bit of mesh. Or I would do the latex there and then overlay that with the mesh fabric that I bought. Let me see what that looks like. Do we like it? Do we like it? Maybe. It looks kind of neat. I wonder if I could dull that down to... I don't know if I have any black. Okay, I thought an update was in order. The petticoat is, well, half of the petticoat is here. Unfortunately, the other half is at work. I am afraid I rather foolishly took it there, thinking I would work on the hem of it, and the insertion lace portion of it. And then I forgot to bring it home, so it is at work. So this will have to wait until I go back to work so I can retrieve it. And in the meantime, I will probably go ahead and make some progress on finishing the basic block that I was working on. I need to seam it together and see if this sleeve that is already cut out will fit into it, and if it doesn't, then I went ahead and made up the draft for the actual sleeve that is designed to go with this block. So we shall see on that. And then the other thing that I finished was I have finished the new design for the Vader dress that I'm going to do. So this is what we're going with instead. I think it'll be easier to pattern and put together than the other one, which was a little bit too complicated. Well, I was planning on today being a fairly productive day, but clearly I wasn't consulted because this is all I've managed to accomplish so far. Yeah. Okay, so this is the front of the chemise. I have seamed together the insertion lace on the middle, and I have yet to seam it onto the sides. I have started, but I've only gotten about that far with all of that left to do. And I have also cut out the rest of the pieces for the chemise, as well as the upper lace portion and the straps, which are cut out of also a very similar lace as the insertion lace. It has the same pattern going on, which was serendipitous because I don't actually own a lot of lace, and the only thing I bought for this was the fabric because I wanted it to be white. I'm still trying to settle on what color I want to do for the ribbon details. I think I'll go with a light green, like a very light minty green, but we will see what I can find. In the meantime, this still needs to be seamed together, and that is what it is. And that's all I managed to do today because it just wasn't a productive day, you know? I had zero motivation to work on anything, and that happens sometimes, so it's fine. Okay, so good afternoon. This week, it is now Monday, we're going to be hopefully getting some projects done, and I will create a list on my board here in a minute, but first let me walk you through them. The first one that we're going to do, or rather finish, is finally finishing this petticoat and corset cover. So the petticoat is almost done. I need to sew up the other half of this French seam and then add in the pockets. It is already hemmed. And then the waistband, and the waistband is cut out and ready to go. So that really just needs to be done probably I could do that within the next hour. For the corset cover, I need to add in the sleeves, straps. For the straps, I need to bind the arm size, that's what these pieces are. And then I also need to create a drawstring waistband. Again, that's also something I should be able to finish today. And then sew up the other half of the French seam on the side seam. So those are at the sewing machine ready to go. Then I need to take my sleeve mock-up and my mock-up and actually sew together my mock-up. Right? Is this sewed together? Yeah, I need to sew up the side seams on my mock-up and the shoulder seams, and then fit in the arms, or the shoulder seam, shoulder sleeve. I need to fit in the sleeve, and then make sure it fits properly and I get the full range of movement that I want before I can finalize this basic block. So that is also something that I could do today. And then once all those are done, I could pack up this and I could pack up all this other stuff. I have the pattern pieces for the Edwardian skirt, the McCall skirt that I want to make here. I know this works, I know it fits because I did a mock-up. This is the fabric that we'll be using. It is a nice wool twill, which matches my Manhattan boots perfectly. So that's very exciting. So we'll be doing that as well. And this is a skirt, so this hopefully shouldn't take very long. Knock on wood. And then behind me, you will see that there is another mannequin. Because we were, I guess, doing a visual inventory at work. And they decided that we don't need this many mannequins. So they were going to throw it out. And I'm like, well, I'll take that. No reason to throw it in the garbage. Just, you know, throw it in my car. So yeah, I now have 2 mannequins and I'm on the fence on, do I want to give this to my mother, which would be the kind thing to do, or do I want to keep it and alter this other one, which is quite smaller, to fit me better, because I need to like scrape down the back because her back is broader than mine. Haven't decided yet. Might give it to my mom, because I'm sure there'll come a time when we throw out more mannequins. This one is a size 6, by the way, and it is a foam mannequin, so it can be pinned into very easily. Yeah, so I've yet to decide. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on those things after I have my tea and after I have my muffin, and I will catch up with you when I'm done. So, also on the to-do list today would be to sweep these dang floors, maybe even mop them, because my goodness, it's dirty. Alright, now that I am thoroughly distracted by TikToks, progress, sort of. I did run an errand, so not as much progress as we would like to see, but progress nonetheless. So, the plackets are sort of kind of made. I just need to attach them to the skirt. I've got the side seam done, so we're gonna put that in the machine. And then on the chemise, we have the side seam done, and then I'm about to attach the arm facings, and I've also stitched down the side placket closure. I think it's going to be closing with snaps or hooks and eyes. Either one, I'm not sure which. But yeah, I'm going to do that now. I also tested out the mock-up sleeve, and there's at least like 2 inches of ease into this, and when I looked at the pattern it does clearly say that there is ease in there, so I'm going to Google a way to get rid of ease because I really don't want to have to gather my sleeves to make them fit into an arm's eye. That's super annoying. So I'm going to see if there's a reasonable reason for ease or if I just need to get rid of it altogether. Okay, so let me go ahead and take you through what I've done today. I went ahead and checked it off my list. The closures here on the chemise and the petticoat are done, and they're on the mannequin for now because I just would like to look at them. The little blue lines that you see in there, that's just chalk lines that'll come out in the wash. And then down here on the table, I have drawn out the skirts for that McCall's pattern that I plan on making. It fit with a fair amount of fabric left over, like just cut off fabric, but no actual yardage. So this will get cut out. And then I have also gone through and printed out the pattern pieces for the Delta cosplay on Mood's website. So this is basically a Han Solo jacket and shirt, which I would love to add to my wardrobe. This is a men's pattern, and the smallest measurement is a size 36. So we're definitely going to do a mock-up, and we're definitely going to be doing some fitting to make sure that this will fit me, because I am decidedly not a 36-inch chest measurement. That is a lot too big for me. So on my whiteboard over here, I've already crossed through that I have finished the petticoat, I have finished the chemise, I have swept the floor, and then I am going to cut out that skirt, and then I'm going to draft out the pattern for a peaky blinders hat, and then cut out the Delta pattern as well, because I want to have a peaky blinders hat for a potential Halloween costume this year. So that is that, and I will go ahead and get started on those things. Also, I got him for my birthday. I'm so happy to have him. And I have the rest of the batch over here. I love them so much. Okay, so the skirt panels are now cut out, and the hat is also drafted. I'm concerned it might be a little bit enormous, but we shall see. This is the body of the hat, and this is the brim, I guess. Yeah. Like, I don't know exactly. This is also half of the hat itself, so like, maybe that's the right size. I don't know. So, yeah, this is exactly half, so I would cut it on the fold of whatever fabric I use. And I think I'm also going to reinforce it with a little bit of buckram as well. Maybe not the crown of the hat, but definitely the brim will take, maybe even cardboard actually, I'm not sure. Or chipboard or something, to make it really stiff. So that's two things off my list. Okay. And then I also need to tape together and cut out the Delta pattern next. So I think I'm going to baste my skirt panels and then do that. Okay, so I sort of finished a mock-up of the peaky hat, and I see now why I wanted me to draft these three shorter than this one, because it helps shape the hat. The hat is a good size. I think the fit is just fine. So the only thing I really need to do is just cut it shorter, so it should shape it more into an oval rather than the round shape that it is in now. And that will encourage the point to still hit center, but then the bulk of the hat to kind of slide over the bill of the hat. So, yeah. So I'm going to cut that off, and then I'm confident enough in this, I think I can go ahead and make it up out of the actual fabric. And I think I was going to line this hat, but I don't think the fabric that I'm going to be using is, I don't think it's necessary. I think it'd be just fine on its own. Although I might reinforce it with this, so just kind of give it, I think, a little bit more body. I'll just shove it in there after I make it up. This, by the way, is the gray herringbone from the Platitudes collections at Joann's. It is almost perfect for a peaky hat, so let me go ahead and cut those bits off. Alright, good morning. So today we are going to be going on some adventures later, but first I want to go ahead and show you what I finished up last night and what I plan to do today when I'm back from said adventures. So, okay, first thing, I finished cutting out the patterns for the Delta Han Solo jacket. They are in fact enormous, but again, this is made for men's size 36 through 46, and I cut out the 36, and it's still enormous as expected. So I'm going to be needing to do a mock-up of this. I did separate the pattern pieces. I've got the shirt pattern here, the jacket shirt pattern there, jacket pattern here, And I think the shirt pattern is simple enough as I might actually just, now that I know what it looks like, go in and redraft it. I know for sure I'm definitely going to have to cut it down because it is very long. Hat is here and will be cut out later. Skirt is there and will be finished later. And then the other thing that I wanted to do, oh no, I think that's it. Okay, so yeah, finish the skirt, make the buttons, make the hat, mock up the delta. And maybe buy fabric. 'Tis raining.
Yeah, but
no footage.
You want it?
Yes, I know. Okay, so rather unfortunately, the antique stores were all closed today, and I'm assuming it's because of the rain. Well, actually, no, there was this really charming sign on the Chimoon store that they were going to visit their new grandson, which is adorable. So they're closed until the 1st. And then Somewhere in Time said they were open on Google, but they weren't actually. And again, I think it's due to the weather. I didn't know it was going to rain today. So in lieu of that, I decided to go to a couple of like discount stores like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, because I am looking for a shelf for some recent acquisitions. And I'm also going to go to a Goodwill probably to see if maybe they have something there, and then Joann's as well because I have a coupon that I would like to buy some cotton sateen with, or some Luluhan fabric. It's focusing like off in that direction on my camera and it's kind of freaking me out. But yeah, so we're gonna go to those places instead. The one antique store we went into, I did get some footage of, but I didn't buy anything. There was nothing really that I wanted, so I guess that's good too, right? Anyway, yes, off to those other stores now, I guess. Okay, so it is late in the evening because I took a nap and I ended up falling asleep for like 4 hours. But as you can see, I did eventually go in and finish my peaky hat. It is very Tommy Shelby, very, very peaky. I'm quite pleased. So for our shopping excursion, I didn't really buy anything from the shops, but I did end up buying something from the fabric shop. So what I ended up getting was a yard and a half of some cotton sateen. This is just to make a simple pencil skirt to go with a blouse that I have, because I don't actually own a white pencil skirt. And then I picked up 3, hold on, about 4 yards of white muslin so I could do a mock-up of our Han Solo jacket. So, and that's really all that I accomplished today, I'm afraid. Just a hat and some shopping, and that's it. So, tomorrow we will finish our Edwardian skirt and the mock-up for Han Solo. And then I've also kind of got to clean up my mess because, wow, 'tis messy. Okay, so as an update for today, I mostly finished the Edwardian skirt that we were doing. I just need to work on the covered buttons and of course the hem. The hem is pinned in place. I just need to actually sew it in place, and then I need to make all the covered buttons and attach them to the skirt. And then the skirt is basically done, but as it is now, once I hem it, it will be wearable. So decorations can come later. The other thing I did, or rather I'm about to start, is I went ahead and sort of, kind of, barely modified the Han Solo shirt pattern, not the jacket yet. So what I did was I did cut off, I don't know, maybe about 4 inches of the shirt piece itself, because this will still come down pretty dang far, I think, to the lower hip level. And I'm going to make a mock-up. But when I make the mock-up, I'm actually going to fold it up a little bit so it comes down to the high hip, because I just don't want to use that much fabric on a mock-up. And then I added in a couple of darts to shape the shirt, because I know it's going to fit very, very, very boxy, being a men's pattern. I think adding a couple of darts to shape it, 1 in the back and then 2 in the front, to just kind of see how it fits. I do have some concerns about the arm's eye and the sleeve, but I guess we'll see how that goes. But we shall see. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the mock-up now, and I think that's all I'm going to manage to accomplish today, is probably cutting out the mock-up. I don't think I'm actually going to finish it. I would also like to go ahead and cut out the pieces for a white pencil skirt that I would like to make. I know my pencil skirt pattern works, so I really just need to go in and do that too. And then I want to try and pattern out Vader as well, so I might just cut out the mock-up pieces for the Han Solo shirt, and then turn my attention to pattern drafting for my next Star Wars project. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then once I get these pattern pieces cut out, and I think that design, or that pattern design, the Darth Vader dress patterns, I think I'm going to call it for this vlog. So let me go and do those things, and I will check in with you again. Great. Good afternoon. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys an update on how we ended up with our last minute things that we were going to do for this vlog. I did cut out the pattern pieces, and I went ahead and put together the mock-up for our Han Solo shirts. I did make some modifications to this pattern because, as suspected, it was way too big. So I just kind of took my basic block and I overlaid it on top, and then I put together the mock-up, and so far it fits pretty good. I just need to do a test on the arm's eye and make sure that also fits pretty good. So far so good on the mock-up. And then I did also go ahead and pattern out the this one here. So this pattern is good and ready to go. I've got some muslin right there, so I can cut it out and do a mock-up of that as well. And then I also placed an order. As much as I don't like supporting Amazon, I can't knock their efficiency, because I ordered this like after 5 yesterday and it showed up today. So let's go ahead and open this. That's right, everyone. I finally got some batteries for the camera. So now I don't have to stop filming every time it dies. Let's see. I'm gonna have to find a... Why is everything becoming USB now? I don't get it. Alright, I guess let's get these charging. Okay, and I think that's going to be it for this week. I am a little bit underwhelmed with what I've managed to accomplish, even though they're things that I've very much needed. foundational garments, things like that. It's not anything I was particularly excited about doing, so the fact that they're done, I'm just kind of like about it. I am quite happy with the hats, that I've done that and managed to make that up, but everything else I'm just kind of about, because again, it's not particularly exciting things. And even though I finished the McCall skirt that I was pretty excited about, I finished it in such a way that I'm unhappy with it, so I think I might actually pick that apart and redo it in order to get it the way I want it to be. But that is kind of the nature of sewing too, is it's never going to be quite exactly what you picture in your head. Case in point. But I guess the closest we could get to it is fine too. But yeah, that is the end of it. I'm sorry it ended on kind of a dour note, but hopefully next episodes will be a little bit more exciting since I've gotten a lot of the boring stuff out of the way, such as really honing in on a basic block, so that when I move forward with other patterns, hopefully they will turn out a lot better than they have been lately. So yes, with that out of the way, I'll see you next time.